So yes, but basically, you know, they gotta have a certain amount of kids that, how can I put it? I want to make sure I say it the right way. They gotta have a certain amount of kids that have a disability so that they can get the funding from the school and stuff like that. And it's most of the time it be a lot of minority kids, you know what I'm saying? And I can't stand that. I can't stand that. And I just wish that it was a lot of females out there, a lot of parents, you know what I'm saying, that would just advocate a little bit more for their kids than what they do. Like, stop letting these raggedy ass teachers, these raggedy ass people that got their own damn problems at home with they own kids, you know what I'm saying, tell you about your kid. Like, that's just sad to me. You know what I'm saying? So in the process of her having an IND, a intellectual disability, a low IQ, right? She had to be put in these crazy ass classrooms, right? So they didn't put my daughter in a classroom. So okay, she got that diagnosis in 5th grade, right? Now my daughter's in middle school. So not too long ago, still recent, right? So she went to middle school, right? She went to middle school, 6th grade, right? And everything was fine. And they were telling me, you know, your daughter is a sweetheart, very respectable, and, you know, like, she's just a pleasure to have, right? And I'm like, my daughter? Like, Chanel? You talking about Chanel? Yes, Miss Rouge Chanel. She's good. And I'm like, okay, like, hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, my prayers work. Like, I'm good, you know? Behold you me. And then I had to put her in a school that was not in a neighborhood school. And that's another thing. Being in Florida, they go by your address. And I'm going to be 100 with you. I live in the hood. I don't give a damn. I live in the hood. Hood. And the schools out here, demographically, is mostly minority. And listen, I'm African American. I'm black. Like, it is what it is. But these damn schools out here, these neighborhood schools, they are crazy. Like, and that's when I be like feeling upset. Like, sometimes I be feeling like I let my kids down by moving out here. Because that's how messed up their school system is. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I failed my kids sometime because, like, it's like a stagnation. You just labeled. You just stuck. And don't let the kid, like don't have a freaking learning disability and a behavior problem. Because it's over. It's over. Like, you just push to the side. Okay, he don't want to work today. She don't want to work today. He don't want to cooperate. She don't want to cooperate. Okay, get him out of here. Get him out of here. And that's what they did. They got my daughter out of here. Right? Out of here. And at the end of the school year, they want to have a freaking IEP meeting and tell me that my daughter has a low IQ. When I've been asking them for an IEP meeting. I've been asking them to test her. You know what I'm saying? Because you know your kid. If you gotta sit down and do every damn problem or assignment, let me say that, assignment, because that sounds more professional. If you have to do every assignment with your kid, and it's like, and if you can't sit there with them, you know what I'm saying, and be like, listen, Chanel, like, okay, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Call me if you need any help. You know what I'm saying? I got you. If you can't do that and keep it moving, and when they finish their assignment and they bring it back to you, and you look over it like, okay, you got this wrong. Okay, this is right. All right, great, good job. I'm proud of you. Like, that's what's up. You got it. Or then you gotta sit there with them and do every little problem with them. Like, I been knew it was an issue, but it ain't no intellectual disability issue. You feel me? So it's like, Like, they messed up badly. And I told them, like, yo, y'all got me all the way messed up. Once again, if my daughter had an intellectual disability, I would have stayed in New York, because they got the best services, especially for kids that got special needs, that's on disability. Like, they got, not on disability, but that's, you know, got ESC, exceptional student education plan, whatever it's called. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way I would have came to Florida. Like, there's no way. I would have stayed back home in New York. So my daughter transitioned into middle school, and they said she was good. She ain't have no issues or whatever. So we get towards the middle of the school year. My daughter gets sexually assaulted, right? Because mind you now, I want you to keep in mind that she has a IND, right? They labeled her as having an intellectual disability. So being that she has an intellectual disability, right? She's in a smaller setting, right? I tried so hard, so hard to get that off of her IEP. I tried so hard, but they was not with it. So they said, well, Miss Rue, that's me. She has to, you know, this is what she has. We tested her. She has to be in this type of setting. So she was in a setting with kids who had autism. And it's okay, like, if you got an issue, you got an issue. But let's make sure that you got that issue. You know what I'm saying? Because when you put these kids in these classrooms, they pick up all of these other behaviors. So not only are you dealing with your child already having an issue about themselves, it could be their complexion, it could be because they wear glasses, it could be because they bigger than the other kids, it could be a few things that your child is having an insecurity about. Because listen, it's 2022. Like, these kids is mean these days. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I was younger, yeah, they used to call me fat all the time. I'm a big girl. You know what I'm saying? And I used to think I was ugly. You know, they would be like, oh, you cute, but you just fat. And I'm like, that messed with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, all my friends, like, some of them had, like, little boyfriends, you know, little man crushes and all of that. But I ain't never had no boyfriend like that. They told me I was cute, but I was fat. You know what I'm saying? But that was back in the 90s. It's 2022. Like, these kids is going up in school, shooting up schools. You know what I'm saying? These kids are being bullied, going home, killing themselves. Like, come on now. These kids, it's like on a whole nother level. Like, it's crazy. So my daughter's in a classroom with kids that got defiant disorders, severely emotionally disturbed, autism, IND, like, just all type of craziness going on. You know what I'm saying? So when you put in this situation, what happens? You become a product of what? And my brother taught me that. That's like being in jail. You become a product of your environment. You know what I'm saying? That's like a person going to jail for shoplifting. First time get caught. He don't got no bail money. He go to jail for like a month, 2 for shoplifting. This dude, he not a troublemaker. You know what I'm saying? He ain't about that life, but he shoplifted to maybe provide for his family or to put food in his mouth. You know what I'm saying? But he became a product of his environment because that's all he's seen around him. That's all he heard around him. The cursing, the F you, the nigga, the you know what I'm saying? Like, the F the police. Like, that's all he heard was that. You know what I'm saying? Or all he seen was niggas fighting, getting it in, shooting fifth, stabbing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all he saw in that short time of him being incarcerated for them 2 months, right? He became a product of his environment. So now he's a menace now. Now he's a menace because this is what the hell he's all around. This is what he adapted in his mind. This is all he see. So he became a product of his environment. So now he get out on the street, he on some other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not that calm, cool, collective, laid back type of dude. Now he a monster. Like, he ready to get shaken now. You know what I'm saying? So my daughter became a product of her environment, right? So she got sexually assaulted, right? Somebody grabs her ass. Grabs her ass. Same dude that done grabs her ass, spit in her face. And she didn't even tell me what happened because she already know what type of timing I'm on. You feel me? She ain't even tell me what happened. The teacher had to tell me what happened. So the little nigga grabs her ass. And this nigga, he's smart. He's smart, but he got issues going on up here. He the type of nigga that you gotta watch out from shooting and spraying up the school. You know what I'm saying? Because he got issues. But the dude's mad smart. So he done touched my daughter's ass, right? Then after he touched her ass, he done spit in her face, right? Yo, you could do all things, but when you spit in somebody's face, like, that's crazy. You don't spit in nobody's face. But he spit in her face. After he spit in her face, he asked her, well, who did you tell? Because they trying to send me to jail. I went to the school. I tried to press charges. I tried to see what's going on. They tried to tell me, oh, no. You can't press no charges because he's a special needs and, you know, you can't do nothing because all students with disabilities got rights. And I'm like, okay, they do. But y'all said my daughter is an intellectual disability, so where the fuck is her rights at? Because I recall that regardless of what type of disability you got, you should get the same equal education as the next person, correct? That's what the books say. You should get the same treatment as the next person, even if you got a disability, right? So after this dude done did all of that to my daughter running in the bathroom scared to go to class. School's calling me like, oh, Miss Rue, your daughter don't want to go to class. This is becoming a issue. You know, she may need a more confined environment. And I'm like, what? Like, you crazy? Like, y'all got me all the way messed up. Like, you got the right parent. Like, I told them, oh, y'all not going to do nothing? The police, I even called the police, the school safety officer. They told me I can't do nothing. Then somebody told me I could do something. And then the teacher told me, no, the principal told me, oh, the student was going to be removed out of the school. But the student wasn't removed out of the school because my daughter kept telling me, oh, mommy, he came in the classroom and asked me for a pen. He came in the class and asked you for a pen. I thought he wasn't in the school. And this is what I'm saying, like, they don't be giving a damn about our kids, yo. And us as a minority, we got to tell our kids, like, they need to get their shit together and stop playing. Because we already labeled, excuse me, we already labeled as being black. We already labeled as being minority. We don't need y'all to be coming up in the school just acting mad crazy. Like, we don't need that. Because all they're going to do is label you and put you to the side like you ain't shit. And then they're going to throw all of these diagnoses on you. And then you're going to have to go on the outside and try to see what's shaking. Then, because that's what I did, right? And I kept telling them, my daughter don't got that. Like, y'all wrong. I took my daughter to 3 different people, right? They was like, your daughter, she may be a little far behind, but your intellectual disability, nah. I done seen a kid that got an intellectual disability, low IQ. I done seen that. Like, no, are you kidding me? Who told you that? Who told you that, right? All of the people that said that was supposed to be on my side, when it came down to the IEP meeting, don't nobody say nothing. This is what I'm saying. It's like these niggas be cutthroat. Like, you can't trust nobody. Because they just be mad fraudulent. But anyway, so I kept telling them, my daughter ain't got that, right? So I'm like, yo, I want another test, right? But before I asked them for another test, they was telling me, because they did some tests all by themselves, they was like, oh, yeah, they want to talk to you, Mom. I'm like, talk to me about what? Get some ice. This right here, listen. This ice is so good. Listen. All my down south people know about this ice. And all my New Yorkers. Listen, if you from New York, you know you only get this ice when you go up into the hospital. Look at this. Look at that. The only time you get that ice is when you go up in the hospital. But out here in Florida, in Wawa, got the best ice. Yeah. So, it's so good. Listen, I get like 4 cups of ice before I go to work. 4 cups of ice after I go to come home. So yeah, let me get back to the story. Dang, I got so much on my mind. So yeah, they was like, yeah, Mom, they been trying to reach you. And I'm like, reach me about what? Now, in her middle school was this one black lady. I liked her. I'm going to disclose. I'm not going to even say her name. What's her name going to be? What's your sister's teacher's name going to be?
Dummy.
Who? Dummy? Dash. Well, we going to say Dash, right? Mrs. Dash, I liked her. Because she been working with our kind of kids, meaning minority, you know what I'm saying, our people, for some years now. And she would tell me, your daughter ain't got no ID&D. She know what she doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what she would tell me. And she would get so angry at my daughter. Like, yo, I need you to do the right thing. I need you to do the right thing. And my daughter would never do the right thing. Because, mind you now, you're already struggling about your, you know what I'm saying? Because you're a little on the thick side. You a thick madam like your mother. You know what I'm saying? So, you not, I'm 42. So, it's like, no, 41. You're not as confident as me. You're still a child. You're a young lady growing into a woman. You're not going to have the same confidence as me. You know what I'm saying? So, it's like, you're still struggling with that. So, she very, very shy. Very outspoken and opinionated, but shy at the same time. So she struggled with that, you know? So she was like, you know, your daughter is definitely not that. And she used to get so frustrated with my daughter because she was really on her team. Like, she really wanted her to do the right thing and stuff like that. So she was like, yeah. I think my feet is swollen. Right? Look at my foot. She was like, yeah, they want to talk to you. You was right, Mom. You was right. And I'm like, I was right about what? She was like, yeah, well, they did this other test and the numbers ain't adding up. And I'm like, oh, for real? Like, I told y'all. So then I went to her pediatrician. I'm like, yo, this school is on some other stuff. Like, I know my kid. Like, I'm going to need y'all to do I need to get a neurological exam going on now for my sanity. You know what I'm saying? To make sure that, because, like, they bugging, right? So she switched schools. She switched schools at the end of the school year, right? Because the school social worker tried to make an issue with the address. Remember, I told you I didn't want her to go to her neighborhood school. So I used my mother's address to put her in a school that I thought was better, which was the worst mistake I ever made in my goddamn life. You know what I'm saying? Because my daughter got suspended. I want to say, out of the August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May. Out of the 9 months of school, I want to say my daughter got suspended maybe at least 10 times. Out of the whole 9 months that she was in school from being in middle school. You know what I'm saying? And when my daughter got sexually assaulted, nobody, I never saw the social worker. The social worker came to me about a goddamn address at the end of the school year. About an address because my daughter was out of school for a couple of days, so she wanted to be nosy. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no, that's not what happened. My daughter was wearing my shirt, my brand shirt that I have, which I'm going to show y'all later in another video, and some Crocs, because she was spending the night at my mother's house because I work at the airport, and it was just too much. So she would wear the shirt or whatever, and my daughter's telling the social worker, oh, this is my mother's clothing line. She got a lot of shirts. Oh, I wanted to wear puffy slippers. The lady, like, coming being nosy. Now, mind you, she's our kind. Being mad nosy for what? For what? coming to my house, not to my house, to my mother's house, talking about she was worried. And where do we live and on this side of town or on that side of town? And I'm like, where the hell, you know me, right? Because I'm that type of parent. I'm like, are you coming to me the last 2 months of school about address? You the social worker. Where was you when my daughter got sexually assaulted? Where was you when she got spit on? Where was you when they tried to invite my daughter in the bathroom to perform oral sex on her? Don't you think you should have came and introduced yourself a long time ago? Because y'all give a damn about the kids, right? The children are the future, right? We are the world. We are the future. However it goes. We are right? Y'all know the song. I don't remember, but listen. Like, what happened? Where the hell was you? As soon as my daughter got sexually assaulted and spit on by the same student and harassed over and over again, is when you should have came and introduced yourself to me and asked me, hey, is there any way that I could assist you? How was the child? Is she, because you know, the behaviors could change, the academics could change, all from that 4 little things that happened. Where was you? Nowhere. Because you didn't give a damn, right? But that's neither here there. That's like a whole other story. This is all I experienced in her first year of middle school. 6th grade, y'all. 6th grade. So long story short, they told me that I cannot, because I went to the school to go, what you call it? I went to the school to withdraw her. Because I'm like, you're not going there no more. Like, them, you're not going there no more. Like, I don't have to go through this. Like, no. So I withdrew her. No, I'm lying. I started the process and I told them to wait until Monday. I was going to come back. I go to the school on Monday. They told me that they already took her out the system. I go to the school, right? I'm ringing because out here, you know, everything is surveillance, a gate. You got to ring a bell, show your ID, whatever. Not trying to let you in the school, right? So I get to the school. They like, oh, wait right there, Mom. They wouldn't let me in the building. Like I was a terrorist. Like I was really feeling like a terrorist. Like I'm about to blow up the school. I should have blew up the school, but let me not say that on social media. But listen, I felt like a damn terrorist. But anywho, they come outside like, oh yeah, well it's a discrepancy in the address. Where do you live, here or there? And I'm like, yo, I live where the paper say I live at. Like, what does that matter? Well, she can't come back to the school until and I'm like, what? And my thing is this. That was the easy way out. That was the way for them to just get my daughter out of the goddamn school in a nice way. And I took it and I ran with it, right? And I put my daughter in another school, right? Closer to where I work at. So it'll be easy access for me, right? To get them to or from school, whatever. My other daughter, she was having issues in her school too. So I said, you know what? She's like, Mom, why are you talking about me? Oh my God. I got a headache. But I had to take her out to her school too. But long story short, like, what is you doing? Do you not know I'm trying to make a video and you just... Yo, these kids is crazy. She distracted me. I forgot what I was talking about. So, oh yeah. So I sent her to another school. Mind you, it's like the last month. Like, what is this? Y'all got out of school in May? They started school in like April, May? Like, I don't know. And everybody is looking at me like I'm crazy. Excuse me, looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, why am I enrolling my kids in school at this time of the year? But anywho, right? She wound up getting another evaluation. Like, I'm like, it's more, but I'm just gonna skip that because that it really doesn't matter. Like, I'm just gonna get to the point, right? So now they did another evaluation on her, right? So now her score went up, right? So now they said, well, she's not an intellectual disability. She don't have a low IQ, but this is the new diagnosis, right? So now they're trying to tell me that my daughter's emotionally disturbed now. No, emotional behavior disorder. Emotional behavior disorder. My bad, not emotionally disturbed. And I'm like, you think? She's fucking traumatized. Like, let me tell y'all what happened. Now let me tell you who I am. And let me tell you who I stand for. And let me tell you that I'm always gonna advocate for my daughter. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause right is right and wrong is wrong. You know what I'm saying? So let me introduce myself. My name is, I ain't gonna say my real name, but like Hov said, let me reintroduce myself. My name is, you know what I'm saying? That's me. Like, you're gonna come correct some, when you telling me about my kid, any one of my kids, you're going to make sure you have all of the accurate information, because I'm that parent. I'm going to shut you down. I'm going to do my research, and I'm going to make sure that I know what the hell I'm talking about. So long story short, she's not IND no more, right? Because she passed her test. So now she's emotional behavior disorder. And I said, well, she was sexually assaulted. She was tried to invite my daughter into the bathroom to perform oral sex. She did get spit on by the same student. What the fuck? What do you want her to, like, what you want? So I said, that's the new diagnosis. Okay. They was like, oh, well, we could do this. Nah, I don't need your help. I don't want no type of assistance. I don't want none of y'all services. Y'all, respectfully, like, no. You know what I'm saying? But long story short, you know, I'll be back with another video because school's out right now. I'm trying to get her, you know, counseling. And I'm just basically trying to build her self-esteem up. You know what I'm saying? And let her know that, hey, listen, you a big girl. You need to embrace that. And if you ever struggle with anything, you need to let me know so that I could assist you. You know what I'm saying? You have both parents in the house. Like, you need to let us know what's shaking so that we can help you. If you far behind or if you don't know, like, tell us. I need you to tell me what's going on so that I can meet you halfway. You know what I'm saying? But I want to thank y'all for tuning into my channel. And I just want to thank you for listening. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of kids, like I said, they label and they get lost in the system and they get left behind. Because, can you stop? We got a 14-year-old that just mad and mature. But anyway, there's a lot of kids that get misdiagnosed with these educational evaluations. You know what I'm saying? So I just want y'all to stay in touch with y'all kids' education. Be on it. Be on them. Push them for better. Push them to keep striving. Push them to have self-confidence and self-esteem in themselves. And let them know that they could do all things. You know what I'm saying? And they got to be honest. These kids out here is wicked. They rude. They evil. You know what I'm saying? So I want y'all to be blessed. And thank you for listening to my story time. And I appreciate you. If you ain't already subscribed to my channel, you better subscribe now. Not you better. I'm just playing. It's just the NYC in me. But yes, subscribe to my channel. All of my people that is already subscribed, thank you for tuning in again. And stay tuned for another video. And all my new people, thank you for subscribing to my channel. Thank you for listening. Thank you for taking time out of your day, your morning, your afternoon, your evening, wherever it is. And listen, just thank you, thank you, thank you. This is my life. And thank you. And y'all be blessed. Bye.